Good evening and welcome to a very special Anime-Zing radio live from Puchi Con at the Camelback Lodge and Resort in Pennsylvania. We are excited. This is our first ever live show in front of a studio audience, and we are really excited to have some amazing guests with us. But first, I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me as always in the co-host seat is our good friend, Mr. Darren Starling.
Good evening, everybody.
We also want to let everybody know that Anime-Zing Radio is brought to you tonight by Home Circle Media for the latest and greatest in anime gear, everything from pens, pencils, stationery, and officially licensed art books. Be sure to check out homecirclemedia.com today or look for them at an upcoming convention near you. We're also brought to you tonight by Casey Fox for all of your artwork, cosplay, and photography needs. Be sure to look up Casey Fox on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We're also brought to you tonight by Darren.
If you're down in the Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina and need lawn care and landscaping work, look me up on Facebook, facebook.com/SSS Lawns.
And as I said, we are broadcasting live from Puchi Con, our first ever on-location live show. And we are really excited tonight. We've got a couple of winners from the Masquerade who are going to be joining us tonight. And we're going to go down in order here and let everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Jenna. Happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Ariel, and it's a pleasure to be on the show.
Hi, I'm Luca.
And they just had an awesome masquerade. These two lovely young ladies both won awards in the masquerade, so we were excited about asking them to be guests on the show tonight. I know, Darren, you're not able to be here, but we've been having a lot of fun. PuchiCon has put on a pretty good show for us. And I want to say hats off to the staff who have been unbelievably kind and considerate with everything that has gone on this weekend. For vendors and dealers at the tables, they've come by multiple times to check to make sure that we're doing good if we need anything. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for putting on PuchiCon. Definitely want to throw a shout out to the staff who work so hard behind the scenes so that the fans and the attendees get to have a smooth running con for the most part. And we'll start with you. What was it like to be in the Masquerade?
I actually participated in the hall contest as part of the Masquerade. I did not perform. I'm currently wearing wooden sandals, and yeah, there's not really much performing you can do when you're wearing them. They're very uncomfortable.
I can vouch for that. I have worn that style with a cosplay in the past.
They look beautiful, but they don't feel very beautiful. I've been a cosplayer a long time, and I've never won anything before. So this was to be selected. Like, I spent a lot of time and blood, sweat, and tears and everything on this, and winning just meant everything to me, really.
And how long have you been cosplaying?
Oh my gosh, 2003.
Wow.
It's been a long time. I'm older than I look. My students don't think so, but.
But you look fantastic, and she had come by our table earlier today, and she was surprised when I recognized that she was a Miku cosplayer.
Yeah.
Because you were with another Miku, and I've seen probably 4 or 5 Miku cosplayers through the dealer's hall today. And you really stood out because you chose an outfit that people don't particularly know Miku wears.
Yeah, I picked it's the Harvest Moon figure. I was actually looking for a gift for my friend who has a lot of Miku merchandise and has so much love for the character. And I came across this figure and I thought, wow, this is so beautiful. Look at this outfit. Look at the hair. I love it all. And I decided, foolishly, I'm going to take a whack at it. And 3 or 4 months later and $200, here we are.
And I want everybody to know, I heard you talking earlier, you dyed the wig and everything.
Uh-huh. My craft room still smells like rubbing alcohol. The cat doesn't want to come down anymore. Because with synthetic fibers, you can't use regular hair dye.
Yep.
And I went for the whole ombre thing, so I had to, Where do I stop? Where do I stop? Cat, get away. Where do I stop? Okay, here. Did it blend? No, it didn't. Okay. Even my fiance was very put off. He's like, this is gross. Sorry.
And being a cosplayer myself, and my wife makes outfits, I can understand the craziness because we had to dye a couple of wigs for cosplays that we've done in the past. Actually, she did Sylvie from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Yes.
She did that for Kineticon and for AAC last year. And we had to find a wig, dye it. It was one of those wigs from Spirit Halloween.
Oh wow.
So-
Did it take?
It did eventually take, but it was definitely a process. And we also had to, I don't know how familiar you are with the game Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
The skeletal riders.
Yeah.
We got adult bouncy balls with horse covers, painted them up in skeletons, got skeleton suits for me, her, our daughter, and a friend of ours, and hopped around AAC on those.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you what, at 43 years old on one of those hippity hops, you realize I'm not made for this. And let's move on. What was your experience like being in the masquerade?
I've never done a masquerade before, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I felt very nervous. I used to do choir and theater a lot in school.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be the same, but it was very nerve-wracking. And my friend can confirm we were down to the line like 10 minutes before, and he's like, Ariel, you gotta do something. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a walk-on, and I ended up being number 1, so it was just like, go for it.
Because I remember when they were having everybody line up for that, they're like, somebody just go first. I think you were the one that just like, I'm just gonna do it. And
Yeah.
hats off to you to have the courage to speak up. Just do it, get it over now. And,
Everybody like cowered in the corner. They're like,
Yeah, I know.
Us?
Yeah. I was
like, I want to do this, but no.
No, you first. You.
It was a trying process because I do have my friend with me, but we were going to be a dual entry. We had some bumps in the road, so thankfully I was able to pull through with my outfit, and here we are now.
Awesome. Congratulations to both of you on winning
Thank you.
your awards. Let everybody know which awards that you won.
I did originally enter in the novice category because I haven't been sewing for that long, and I've never won any awards or anything. So once they passed the novice category, I was like, oh, again, really? I have more practicing to do.
Mhm.
And then they had apparently bumped me up to the master's category, and I'm just, what? Why? So like I thought I misheard. I'm like, there's got to be another Jenna in here somewhere.
I won the judge's choice from Torihime Cosplay. Amazing cosplayer, by the way. So please go check her out. She's awesome. And I honestly didn't expect it. I literally was like, what? This is insane. I started crying in my seat,
Yeah.
And it was like, no, you did not just call my name.
Yeah.
So I actually got fought over. The judges told me that it was between the Cemetery Cosplay, which is also an amazing cosplayer. Please go check him out. And then Torihime. So I started crying after that, of course. So it was a very surreal feeling.
It was.
Especially for our first cosplay, because I had some help. 3.5 months and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and yeah.
And this is your first one, you said?
Yes, this is my very first masquerade. I'm a baby cosplayer too. I mean, I started in 2016, and then I kind of stopped because of school, and I wanted to focus on that and language study as well. But then I came back in late 2018, and I got fully into it in 19. So I was a junior in high school at that time.
Oh, wow.
You did so well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you.
And you helped to make the outfit.
Yes, I did most of the sewing.
That's
And I have no sewing experience, so like this was a whole first and a lot of trial and error, but I'm very proud how it came out.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
did so well.
and with the craftsmanship and both of you ladies winning tonight, it's hats off to you for putting the time in. And I know what it's like. I had to, on the spot, kind of learn embroidery for, my wife made an Applejack gala dress for a friend of ours. And I had to help, basically, the night before the con that we were going to see him, learn how to hand embroider apples on this dress till like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then get a little bit of sleep before driving from, at the time, Cape Cod, Mass, up to Colchester, Vermont.
Wow. And embroidery, that's hard. That's so hard.
And I'm like you, I have little to no sewing experience whatsoever. So it was like trying to figure, she's like, just do this, keep it close, you'll be fine. Okay.
But it's not that easy.
It's not. But everything worked out in the end. And then for that cosplay, she made her first corset for him and everything, because it was a male cosplayer cosplaying a female character.
Yes.
Awesome.
And it was quite the feat to see come together. And she did an amazing job. He was overjoyed with how it turned out.
Wow.
We've had him on the show. He goes by Chainer Prime, so feel free to look him up on Facebook and social media.
For sure.
And folks, you guys see me looking to my right a lot because the computer's off to my side, unlike the home studio where the camera's above the monitor. So checking for anybody who has comments, also keeping an eye on the time. We're only doing an hour show tonight as opposed to our normal 2 hours. And I know it's unusual for a Saturday night show. We're not doing a live show tomorrow night because I'll be traveling back home. It's about a 5.5 hour drive. So next Sunday, though, we are going to be doing a Puchi Con review / Anime Boston preview show. And we're going to be joined by Big Bucks Entertainment's own Devira Kai, who's going to be hosting a couple of game shows at Anime Boston. So we're going to have a lot of fun talking about that next week. But tonight we're talking Puchi Con. And how has the con been going for you, ladies and gentlemen?
Who wants to go first? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. It's my first Puchi Con. Since really the only other con in the area for me would be Colossal Con East. I attended that last year, and that was my first big con. Other than that, I had previously went to ZycoCon before they unfortunately stopped.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yes. So experiencing a new con at a new resort it's really interesting because not only is it one building, it's two separate buildings. So to see the difference and to see all the scenery, I'm a Pennsylvania native, so I'm used to it, but it's different when you're so far away from home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really good experience so far. So yeah.
For sure.
And how about for you?
This was my first full convention that I'm attending.
Oh,
So lots of firsts, and it was a little messy today because I didn't know where I was going, and then it was really hot, so I changed a lot. And it was just, I had a lot of fun.
I can definitely understand. This is our first time at any Puchi Con. And on a whim, because I saw them put a post up on another con's Facebook page looking for sponsorship, I decided to donate prizes to the convention and become a sponsor of the con. A convention I've never been to, I'd at least heard of. So this is our first time out here, so I can understand. I had no idea where to go. The Masquerade is the first time I set foot in this building today.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I
same.
think for all of us.
Yep.
Same.
And how has the con been for you?
This is also my first Puchi Con. It's when the last one was, I know my friends and I had talked about, going and stuff, and then we got caught up with Anime NYC and that whole rigmarole, and after that it was like, oh, never mind, I'm tired. I'm tired now. So it's I was surprised how quickly this was put together and well done. I've seen a lot of smaller cons get put together really quickly and then they fall apart.
Yeah.
Because the right people weren't in charge, or this didn't happen, or that didn't happen. So this was clockwork. And everybody, all the staff are amazing here.
Oh, definitely. And I've talked with other vendors tonight before we packed up to get dinner and come up for the Masquerade and the show. And everybody said the same thing, that they were amazed and impressed at how well the staff has paid attention to not just the guests, because you'd expect them to have, good treatment for the voice actors and the people who are everybody wants to see, but the artists, the vendors, so us, and they pay close attention as well to the guests like you guys to make sure all your needs are met as well. So as I mentioned at the start of the show, Jennifer Perez, who puts on Puchi Con, thank you for getting an amazing team behind you to
Thank
put
you.
this show on. It makes me proud to say that we want to sponsor their New Jersey convention later this year as well. And excited because it's going to be a busy year for us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yes.
Now, both of you said this is your first time winning in a masquerade.
Yes.
Yes.
Does that get you excited to want to go enter the next one?
Yes.
Yes.
I know he's going to disagree with me, but I already have plans that I want to do Puchi Con, T-Nex, Masquerade. I will.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So I kind of want to attempt it because I'm going to try to enter into CCE's competition with my friend as my lovely Rose. Of course, he couldn't do Rose today, but with Rose at Colossal Con East for that masquerade.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make Colossal Con.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just because right now our schedule, we have Anime Boston in 2 weeks. In June, we have a first-year con called Rail City Fan Fest in St. Albans, Vermont, that we're sponsoring. July 4th weekend is Northeast Comic Con in Boxborough, Mass. And at the end of July is Kineticon. And then August is Puchi Con, New Jersey. So we've got a lot of cons. I think by the end of August, I'll personally have made 8 or 9 conventions.
Wow.
I think we have about 6 or 7. My friends in the audience, she probably knows the answer, but it's got to be at least 5.
I have
So I
because
feel.
oh sorry.
No. Go ahead. I was done.
I have because of work. I have to juggle work and cons and
Yeah.
all that, so I kind of have to pick and choose. So as of right now, I guess I'm going to Puchi Con T-Neck and Colossal Con East. Puchi Con T-Neck will be my very first out-of-state convention, so I'm really
awesome.
excited for that.
And I'm looking forward because we are planning on being there. And our co-host, Angela, who's not able to join us tonight, may be at TNIC with us.
Yes.
So you may get a chance to see one of our other co-hosts.
Yes, of course.
Hopefully we'll be there. I am getting married about 2-3 weeks after.
Oh,
so
Congratulations.
thank you. So maybe my fiance will give me his blessing, I hope.
Oh, yes.
Just make him come along.
Yes.
Oh, I'd be in the doghouse for a while. as big of an anime fan as he is, unfortunately my fiance is not really a con person. He's
Yeah.
more of a all I listen to is anime themes and hey,
Yeah.
check out this series. Look at it.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend as well. He knows I'm really big with mostly Disney, but also certain animes. I'm more into like the idol animes and whatnot. I like to play rhythm games. So he knows about it and he's like, oh, that's cool, Ariel, but I don't know what the heck it is, but I love it. And I've been trying to convince him to go to Disney with me. Yeah, to no avail yet. So
Do you have any questions, Darren?
None so far that I can think of.
I put him on the spot. He
Give me some time.
Remember, we only got an hour tonight instead of 2 hours.
I'm aware.
And I haven't traveled. The farthest I've traveled for a convention is here and Katsucon in the DC area.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing convention to attend. My wife was lucky enough to be an artist and have a table there.
Oh, congratulations.
And I covered as press. So we did double duty for that show.
Wow.
And traveling to these conventions, I know you said you're getting ready to go to your first out-of-state convention.
Yes.
How excited are you about getting to a convention in a new area?
Well, I've been wanting to go to like MetroCon and Holiday Matsuri because I have a friend that lives down there. I don't know if she's watching. She probably doesn't know the radio, but I have a friend that lives down there, and she's telling me all the time about FloridaCon. She's like, "Oh, you'd love it," and I'm like, "They happen when I can't get off of work." So I'm very, very excited for TNEC because my first out-of-state con was supposed to be Katsucon next year, actually.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I would love to get back to Katsu because I've only been there once. Absolutely beautiful location. Had a lot of fun. When you're doing double duty, helping with an artist table and covering his press, it's a little stressful running around, but it's one of the perks of doing a podcast like this is getting to meet amazing people like you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
getting to showcase what you guys do and love, so people can see it. Because everybody loves the voice actors.
Yes.
Yes.
You admire the animes, the people who create, bring these characters to life. But I don't want to just stop at having voice actors on the show, because talented cosplayers like yourself, you guys work just as hard. In some cases, even the voice actors would say, in some cases, you work harder than they do
Yes.
on your craft. But you never get the appreciation.
Mhm.
You get a couple of photos at a convention, but the rest of the year, you're behind the scenes working to create the masterpieces that we see.
Mhm.
So that's one reason that I love having cosplayers and even artists and creators on the show, because I feel it's important to showcase all aspects of our community of anime and Comic-Cons. So definitely, I thank all of you for joining us and the work that you've done.
Yes, thank you
Having
so
us.
much.
And you've been cosplaying since, was it 2003?
2003.
What was your first cosplay?
Oh my goodness. So I did mention earlier I'm older than I look. I was about 11 or 12,
Wow.
and obviously didn't have a job, didn't have any sewing skills, didn't have any money, and my parents saw anime and dressing up and stuff as like Halloween year round. Oh, you don't need to do that. That's weird. Oh, okay. So I took after school art classes, and I used the materials that I was given for free to basically construct. Oh my gosh. There's no pictures of this because this is 2003,
Yeah.
but I literally hot glued pieces of fabric together and made a Sailor Moon costume.
Oh wow, that's actually really impressive.
Oh my
though.
gosh. And you know what? It stayed together.
Oh wow,
That's
that's,
the important
super
part.
impressive.
Stunned. I didn't have the wig because at that time, Amazon and things like that.
Didn't exist.
No. So if you wanted like a Sailor Moon wig with the meatballs and the long hair,
Yes.
you had to go on eBay, and you were lucky to get one for under 200.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you want it pre-styled? Oh, that's another 100.
Yep.
Yeah. And especially at that age, like you said, you don't have a job, you're
No,
lucky to get an allowance. For a lot of us growing up, I wasn't even getting an allowance.
I
at
didn't
that
get one
age.
either.
So
I didn't get one either.
and like I said, my gateway into anime was back in the days of Adult Swim with Inuyasha,
Yes.
Cooley.
Those were a couple of
Witch
my
Hunter
first
Robin.
also. I love Robin. Like,
So those were my first shows, and then I kind of got away from anime when I met my ex-wife.
Mhm.
Started going through a messy divorce, rediscovered anime on Netflix thanks to Rosario Vampire, which led to Girls Bravo, Strike
yeah.
Witches,
Yes.
and many other series. And I kind of fell off into the world of anime to help get my mind off of a very messy divorce.
Yes.
And discovering the love and how much that helped me, I knew that it was helping others.
Mhm.
And at the time, I was doing paranormal talk radio.
Mm. Oh. Wow.
Because I've been a paranormal investigator since I was 19.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's so cool.
And so, in a weird twist of fate, doing talk shows and podcasts about paranormal, I was on a pop culture podcast as a co-host. We had a guest cancellation one Sunday night before a Wednesday show. So on a whim, I reached out to a well-known voice actress about told her who I was, what happened, if she would like to be a guest on the show. Wednesday at 1:00 in the afternoon, I got the confirmation text from our booking producer that she confirmed for that night.
wow.
Wow.
I got out of work at 6, started promoting it at 6:30 for an 8:00 show. The voice actress, you might know her name is Jeremy Lee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, I
She
love
was,
Jeremy Lee.
she was my first ever interview of a voice actor.
Oh.
Wow.
And everything got thrown together so quick. And thank God, I don't think Scott Hare, the host of Crossing Void Radio, still has the audio. But I fanboyed so hard off air
Oh,
because
wow.
it came together so quick. And then it was like, because I was fresh off of Strike Witches, she's Yoshika Miyafuji, she's Gage in the Borderlands games, and so many other talented characters. And it was one of those things of when she joined us, she had just passed papers on a new apartment.
Wow.
Was going back to her friends where she was temporarily staying to pack to go to Anime Boston the next day. So it was like, oh, I might come on for a half hour, which we were totally cool with. She stayed for almost 2 hours until her phone died.
Wow.
Just talking all sorts of anime and stuff, and she is such a sweetheart, and that's really what started off Anime-Zing Radio. And after her, we interviewed Tia Ballard, Terry Doty, Todd Habercorn. A couple of times we got into the booth with Todd. He double booked. He booked our show, and he also had an audiobook recording. So he silenced his phone so that the producers couldn't hear us, but we could hear everything going on. So we got to hear him live record an audiobook.
Wow.
Which,
That's awesome.
That's like an experience you never get to have, especially with somebody like Todd.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting ride for Anime-Zing Radio, and it took about 6 months of Scott and our booking producer to convince me that doing my own anime-based show, because there wasn't a lot at the time back in 2014. So April 6, 2014, we started Anime-Zing Radio. Tia was our first ever guest.
Wow.
And it's been a crazy ride since then. And here we are 8 years later, sponsoring a convention and getting to talk with some amazing cosplayers. And like I said, you guys did an awesome job on this outfits and everything, especially first time sewing. And like, how stressful was it for you to be putting together an outfit knowing that you haven't really done anything with sewing?
It was very stressful, especially because I also didn't watch any tutorials besides what interfacing was and how to sew sleeves.
Yes.
So I had no clue what patterning was. I didn't, like when they would like use like terms, like I had no clue what anything was. So like I was really just guessing and like, oh, this looks correct. We're just gonna go with this. And even some of the patterns I actually put together myself and use different patterns, because as we mentioned, we were supposed to do a duo cosplay, but I didn't get mine done in time. But so like for instance, her jacket, it didn't have sleeves on the patterns, so I took the pattern from my shirt and made it fit to put on her jacket.
Oh wow.
And so
that's really creative.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you.
For
that's there, and there's hope for you cosplaying yet.
Of course, yes.
and I didn't even own a sewing machine, so I bought one.
Wow.
And so I had no clue how to use a sewing machine. I had no clue what anything was. So it was really like, okay, we're gonna guess and just hope for the best. But I'm just like really happy how it came out.
And I know that you never expected to have an award tonight.
Oh, yes.
And I know you said you're sharing the award with him because of all the work that has gone into it.
Yeah, he did the majority of my upper half, and I did my wig. My grandmother actually watched me for about 3.5 hours. I ripped the wig apart like 4 or 5 times because with the thing, I'm doing Snow from a webtoon called Fairy Bend. Please check it out. I highly recommend it. He has this odd hairstyle, so it's not like a Snow White hairstyle. It's like this and this and this and this, and I couldn't get it to go, so I improvised and I kind of did like this and then like this, and then I did like drills at the end to kind of hook my bow together, because he has this big, like, I don't know how to explain it, but this huge bow in the back, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do that, which I made that all by hand to like 2.5 yards of fabric, I think, something like that, and I hand sewed it within a half an hour, and the wig took me like 3.5, 4 hours.
Wow.
And we had lots of problems with my sewing machine jamming.
Yes.
So I hand sewed 4 yards of lace all around this whole jacket, and it took me 7 hours to do.
That's all hand stitched.
Yes.
Your lines are so clean.
Thank you. We also kind of ran into an issue. I don't know if you'll allow me to stand up for a second.
Sure.
So with my pants, I actually had to alter a pair of pants. So these are bought but altered to my proportions so that they fit me. We had to have this specific look. And I altered them and everything, and then I put the bottoms on them. So I did the whole like bottom half of the cosplay.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
And we do have a listener in there with some comments. Ross Luck, one of our loyal listeners, says the cosplayers are wearing cool costumes.
Thank you.
And it's also I'm not sure when these all came in. It's a good way to work on communication skills. And then he had a question of talking about what has been the funniest and most memorable con you have ever been to. And I know for some of you, this is your first.
Yeah, your first full.
For me, it was probably Puchi Con because I didn't know what was happening at all today.
Yep.
We had another friend who was with us the whole day.
Yep, he's at another panel right now.
And we were all on different schedules. We told each other like wrong times, and it was just like, even though it was a mess, it's still like really fun and like memorable because it all worked out.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm not gonna be biased, but probably this con. Again, with what Luca had said, definitely the schedule thing was interesting because I had a photo shoot at like 4:00 and they were over Mountain Lodge, and I was over the main hotel, and it was just.
Actually switched.
Yeah, we switched. So I've been here at
The
Mountain
Mountain
Lodge.
Lodge.
Yeah, I've been here since like 4:00, 5:00, something like that. And they went back over because he had to get changed. He was in Vilshernheit earlier today, but he changed into Sanita now, so he would be more comfortable.
There was also miscommunication. Oh, we're coming over here. I'm like, oh, we just left.
Yeah, yeah. That had happened right after I got out of my photo shoot, which I can't remember his username off the top of my head, but the photographer was phenomenal, and he listened to me. He let me explain who I was, what I was doing, because my character is, even though Snow White, he's very niche in a way, because it's like if you know the comic, you know it. If you don't, okay, I'm not gonna force it in your face. So I was very thankful to get a photographer that was very helpful and very understanding and wanted to learn about my character, because you don't always get a photographer like that, especially with him being local to me as well. He's about half an hour away from me. He used to be. So it's very nice to have that, especially in our little area.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
And how about for you, the funnest and most memorable con?
Well, we went to Anime Next before it moved to where is it now, Atlantic City, I think.
I think so. I'm not sure.
It used to be in Somerset, and we went from 2010 to 2015 when it moved, and we haven't been since. But every year we went to Anime Next, progressively worse things started happening. So like the first year we went, we lost our ride. Then we lost the hotel. Then we lost our ride again. And finally, somehow we got there. But then the next year, I hit a nail and blew a tire. And then the year after that, we hit like a major storm or something and accidentally racked up $100 bill at a hibachi restaurant. Yeah, my friend was not happy when she saw the bill. And then, oh my gosh, after that, I think somebody got sick. And then after that, I got sick. So I think.
And then they moved and you're like, we're done.
Yeah, I'm
curse.
like, okay, I don't want to do this no more. And then I hope my friends in the audience, I hope she'll allow me to tell this story. So much. This one also, the hotel that we booked, by the time we came around to book it, there weren't that many options left, and the ones that were $400 to $500 a night, which is like, why?
Mm.
And we got to the hotel, and I go to school in Philadelphia, and I'm from like the general Philly area.
Yeah.
And I looked at this. We pulled up to this motel. I'm not going to say the name, but we pulled up to this motel, and I remember my friend who's in the audience was in the passenger seat. I looked at her. I'm like, this is where adult films get shot, or this is where people disappear. This is something out of Psycho. Like, I feel like I'm going to get stabbed in the parking lot. And we went in, and the more we looked around, it was like, oh.
Yeah.
So we were there for a grand total of 20 minutes. We were able to find another hotel on very short notice. It's wonderful where we're staying now, but that was definitely an experience. And thankfully, like, nobody was too upset. In fact, this morning we all got up and laughed about it. So...
I can understand that. I know I've watched a lot of different YouTubers abroad in Japan and Sea Dog VA
Yes.
had done a wacky weekend
Yes.
to find like the worst hotel they could.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh no.
so hearing that story made me think about that video. That if you're out there, you can find that on their YouTube channels. I don't remember Sea Dog's channel that has it or.
Abroad in
Abroad
Japan
Japan.
usually has them, yes, because I watched all of Connor's, and I'm blanking on his name.
Chris.
Now. Connor and Chris's. I watch all of their videos.
So Connor, Chris, Gigik, Anime-Man, if you guys are watching,
Yeah.
we want you as guests on the show.
yes,
That's a
we love
great.
you.
It's a great podcast.
We
Yes.
love the Trash Dice podcast.
Yeah.
You can't forget Joey.
Yeah, I said the
Yes.
Anime-Man.
You can't forget Joey.
Or Aki, or Sid.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, Sid is a perfect Marin, so you know,
Yes.
no wonder Gigik went nuts about Dress Up Darling.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Now, what are some of your tastes in anime?
Ooh. Who wants to go first for that?
I can go if you like. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
if you want. Yeah.
I like pretty much everything. Like I love your hardcore shonen. My Hero Inuyasha was
Yes.
one of my firsts.
Yes.
I think I was like 11 or 12 when it was airing, and the good old ones, Yu Yu Hakusho's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy about it. But then I also love like really cutesy stuff. Like I love My Dress Up Darling.
That was a
It
fantastic show.
like it embodies what it is to be a cosplayer and all the
Mhm.
things that go through your head and the reactions that you have when you meet people dressed as their favorite character, and it's a very like emotional experience, and I love it so much for that. And it also gave my fiance kind of a glimpse into you see this is the fresh mess that I'm constantly in. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
He's doesn't, but
Yeah.
and then
I
like
don't think that to the general people out there, I don't think you will ever truly understand the mind of a cosplayer until you actually cosplay. And I'm not saying you have to make it yourself because I'm not crafty. My first cosplay I did was Natsu Dragneel, bought off of eBay.
Oh wow.
And I did that for Northeast Comic Con. I bought the fake tattoos, had the wig and everything.
wow, I didn't know you could buy those. That's like amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
And so I had the logo on the arm and went to a local Comic Con dressed as Natsu. And, you know, first thought, is anybody going to know who I look like?
Yeah.
Do I look like a mess? Or, you know, am I going to be recognizable? And as soon as I got off the elevator, you know, people are like, Natsu! And as soon as you get that affirmation that
Yeah.
you are who you're trying to be, a lot of the nerves go away. But all that time going up into it and seeing my wife work on making costumes like you guys have done, the stress that goes into it, 5 weeks into a con, 4 weeks. Her Sylvie cosplay she did in 4 days.
Wow.
Wow. My God.
Before Kineticon, she's like, I want to dress as Sylvie. There's not much fabric. Let's go to the store. Let's get the stuff and let's do it.
Yes.
And that's like the closer you are, the more
That's what it
difficult
does,
it
yeah.
gets.
And you guys know, and there's no way of putting in words for the viewers out there how stressful it is when it comes crunch time.
Oh god.
Yep.
Get to a convention.
Oh my god.
I was working on this until what, 4 in the morning?
That
It
was
had to be at least 4 in the morning because I remember she was already in bed, and I'm looking over and she's still awake, looking at me like, why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
that was me with my snow wig. I was up till about 3 o'clock in the morning, and thank God my
Yeah.
grandmother's a night owl. She was like, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?" I'm like, "No, no." And then eventually, I'm like, "I'm putting it down for the night. I can't do it
Yeah,
anymore."
that was my thought process. Was like, I can't. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
And then I actually took some of this and sewed it at my job.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was sewing at like 12 o'clock in the morning, 10
Yeah,
o'clock at night,
for sure.
2 o'clock before work because I work night shift. So I was sewing as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Like I did, that's a lie. He didn't do a whole top. I did the inner here, and I did all around my arms because I'm experienced with making mini ears. I've been making mini ears for about 5 years, so I kind of know how to do a round stitch. So
Yeah.
I took on that.
That's
process
difficult
myself,
as
Yeah.
well.
I also didn't have a working right wrist
Yes.
for almost this whole thing.
Oh my
So-
God.
So so everything that probably would take novices long to do. It took us a lot longer.
Oh man.
Because you're working, you know, like I said, your wrist wasn't useful for you,
Yeah.
so you're trying to do things basically one arm, kind of hold it with the
Yep.
arm as opposed to a hand to not put pressure on.
Yeah,
And
right.
we were,
For sure.
when we were making my jacket, we were pushing it through together, not just one. We were going, and Luke was like, Ariel, you have to keep pulling it this way. And I'm like, Luca, I can't move it because if I move it, your stitching's gonna go woo. And I'm like, no. It was a mess.
And
Gosh.
we also I moved in the process
Yeah.
of this. So everything was everywhere. So I had like certain boxes, like, okay, we're gonna put this, and then it was like all over my room and like 2 houses.
And then we lost the wig last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so it was a lot.
Yeah. Are you done with his anime question?
Oh, if I may, I just have one more.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I love, especially what anime's become lately about diversity and representation. You're seeing a lot more. It's not the same, you know, shonen protagonists anymore.
Yeah.
Not that there was anything wrong with those. Please don't hurt me.
I'm
But
not a shonen person, so I'm isekai trash.
yes.
So anybody like my co-host Angela, she likes her shonen, she likes her tech, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Darren and I are both isekai trash, and we get into arguments over like best girl of Date Alive.
Yes.
Because he's a Kurumi fan, I'm Natsume.
Ooh, that's a tough call. It's a tough choice. But Ranking of Kings was one that struck me recently, just because my fiance, like he does, has pestered me about Jujutsu Kaisen and 6 other anime. You need to watch this. Yeah. Okay, just add it to the list, which is steadily growing longer.
Yeah,
We'll probably be old and gray before we get through it all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he said, you really need to watch this one. I'm like, why this time? He goes, because the main character is deaf. And to me, as someone who is hard of hearing, to see representation like that is just like I fangirl screamed and like ran to the couch, put it on. Like I was so excited to see. So my taste is kind of everywhere, but I love more recently where anime is going,
Oh yeah.
and I can't wait to see what's next. Like this is amazing. What a time to love this.
Oh yeah. And how about
I'm actually going to be interesting with this kind of answer. I like more historical animes, and I like idol animes, so I'm like, ooh, way off. So for the historical ones, we have a classic. I love Black Butler. I'm a trash for anything Victorian era, so Black Butler, Moriarty, the Patriot.
I was gonna ask about
Yes,
that.
I
That's
love
a great
Moriarty. I just
series.
recently finished it, and Sherlock. Love him. He's so good. I mean, I like William too, but Sherlock is really good. I know it's not really a Victorian piece, but Case Study of Vanitas. I'm working my way through the anime, but I love that manga. I'm more so a manga type of girl, so I could recommend manga for hours, just throw it at you. I'm always at my local bookstore. My friend here can confirm. I'm always at him. Hey, I've got this book, because I pre-order everything.
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend also the same thing. He's like, Ariel, did you get a new book? I'm like, yeah, I did. I did.
Hides the book.
Oh, I can't hide my books. I've got them stacked up and everything. So,
I feel that.
and then some other historical animes. They're actually donghwas. Moldao Sushi and Heaven Official's Blessing. I also watch Scumville and Self-Saving System, which is called Scumbag System. I don't know why. I love all of MXTX's works.
Yes.
I've cosplayed. When I first started TikTok, I did Wei Wuxian. I got traction for the Anime song and all that. So I did a lot of those, and then I did Shaylan like one time. I want to cosplay him again, but I haven't done it in a while. But I more so either gravitate towards those or idol games. I'm more male idol oriented. So Hypnosis Microphone, Utano Prince Sama. Oh God, I'm blanking. Actual games that I play is like A3, which unfortunately English server. I'm sorry, you will be missed. Oh God.
Good evening, Mario.
Huh?
We had another listener join in. So good evening, Mario. He's listening from the UK.
Oh, wow.
Hi, welcome. This is probably what gave me the most attraction. Twisted Wonderland.
Ooh.
I am a hardcore Disney fan. I've been ever since I was a kid. That's basically how I started cosplaying. I know you had said that you started in 2003 with, I believe, Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, yeah.
I started with a very, very crappy Ariel, and my mom, who's sitting in the audience, can confirm it was a crappy Ariel.
Dad can say crap.
Well,
I always love.
Thank you. I distinctly came home from school, and I was like 15 years old at the time, and I was like, I got an Ariel wig, and Mom was like, oh, you look like one of those red-haired Ariel anime characters, and I'm like, oh, cool. And my mom's favorite anime is Black Butler, so she often compares Ariel with Grell for whatever reason, or for instance, she sees the back of a Diluc, which yes, I play that game as well. Don't ask me my AR, I've since went off. My mom loves to get Dilucs and Kayas confused for CLs and Grells and all that, but it's cute. So yeah, definitely more the idol route and the historical route. That's just kind of what I've been. Other than that, I love like manga. I'm really, really into manga. I don't know what one I could recommend right now. What one did I just finish? I can't think right now, but I recommend reading the novel of Heaven Official's Blessing. The Dongpa doesn't always do it justice. Make sure you're 18, please. I mean, you can be younger, but please just make sure you're over 18.
Have you seen Show by Rock?
Yes, I love that one. Oh my gosh. That was one of my first idol animes actually. So I liked the Crimson guys.
Shingun Crimson?
Yes, I
What-
love them.
Taylor, you saying that you like the male idols,
Yes.
so she probably likes Shingun Crimson. If she's seen Masha Myresh, then Dokkan Jowfinger, who Jared Green is Shojin.
I actually have never heard of those idol animes. I gravitate towards ones that I like because I have to have it at the time. I had to have a specific art style. Nowadays, I just don't care if it looks nice or if it's just a good storyline. I will watch it.
Masha Myresh is actually like a season 3 of Show by Rock. It's an addition to Show by Rock.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then there was Show by Rock Stars, which is kind of a season 4.
Trichronica. I
Yeah.
loved them
Trichronica.
because Mamoru Mignano. I was like a sucker for him as a kid. Like I would watch Free, I would watch this, I would watch that, anything that he was in. That's how
Yeah.
I got into Utano no Prince Sama because he did Ichinose Tokia. So I really liked Tokia, but you know that kind of I went down a hole. I left Uta Free after a while.
He has a beautiful singing voice.
Oh,
I don't know if you've
yes.
ever heard. I'm sure you've heard him sing.
Yes,
Like,
him
he has
and
a beautiful
him and
voice.
Ali Shoda. I'm very into VAs, and then I also like visual Kei as well. So
Yes.
I'm just like, come on, boom, 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 and then you got the Disney, and it's like, wow. So my anime is, my manga, ooh, my Disney, ooh. So yeah.
And what kind of shows do you like?
It's kind of all over the place for me. It's more of just like if I see a character, I like, oh, I want to cosplay them.
Yeah.
So then I'll like get into it, or like if my friends are like, hey, watch this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like me with Twisted Wonderland, I wanted you to.
Yeah. Like if you go on my phone in my notes, I have such a long list because like people keep recommending it, or I see a character, I'm like, okay, now I have to get into this. I can cosplay it.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes because I'm really into like the makeup portion of it.
Yeah.
So like, oh, this character looks like really cool. Like I really want to do like their makeup. Another thing on the list, but I watch more like sports anime.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You love Haikyuu.
Haikyuu is my favorite.
Yes.
And it's funny because we've done some anime-related specials throughout our history. We started off with New Game. We did a special where we had 3 of the English voice actors on from that to talk about it. Devil is a Part-Timer. We did a special,
yeah.
2-hour special on that with Anthony Bowling. We actually had Sadao, Chiho, Amelia the Hero, and Sadao's right-hand man, which Anthony voiced. All 4 of the English voice actors on at the same time talking about that. Show by Rock Masha Myresh, our last show on Blog Talk before we jumped to YouTube. We had all 4 girls from Masha Myresh plus Megan Shipman, who directed it, on the show. So we had 5 voice actors for that one. And talking about sports anime, we did Keijo special. So I don't know if you had seen Keijo or not, but that one.
I know.
I bought the manga for that.
Is that water?
Kaiju.
Water
That's-
polo? That's the
yeah.
water polo
It's
one,
not
right?
water polo. It's women are battling on floating platforms using only their body parts to knock each other off. If your hands touch, you're out. If you fall in the water, you're out.
Oh
But
wow.
they can
Oh,
only
wow.
use their chests and their ribs.
Because I know that's kind of an older one. It's like
been
it's
around
not
for-
as recent.
Yeah, it's been
but-
around for a while. But we had a few of the voice actors for that on talking about Keijo, which was such a hit. I think it was Sweden. They were trying to actually turn it into a sport, figuring out how to do it safely. Which is like, I would probably watch that if there was nothing better on, just because it's based on an anime. But I don't know how they're going to safely do that, knowing like some of the stuff that obviously anime logic, people don't get as hurt on things. Gotta love anime logic. But doing a quick check of the time, we got about 10 minutes left before we've got to go, which in this 1 hour special live from Puchi Con. Really excited to be doing this. We want to thank everybody at Puchi Con for allowing us to do a live broadcast panel format. Thank you to the audience who has come in. This is our first time doing it live in front of people. Usually I'm at home and have cats sleeping behind me because they don't care. And I think we lost Darren because Darren works 2 jobs. He works at a fast food restaurant during the day, and he owns his own landscaping business.
Yes. Wow.
So when you're hearing talk about work and then raining and then work again and stuff, he was going from one job to another. And I think he does between 60 and 70 hours a week.
Wow.
I work 60 hours a week between 2 jobs and then do this for fun.
Wow.
So it's if he crashes, that's why he goes by Darren is dead.
Yes.
It's like, well, we lost him, he died. So it's just become the ongoing joke. But glad that he was able to be a part of it for a little bit. Before we run out of time, we want to give you guys a chance to promote yourself for social media, anywhere people can find you. Why don't you go first?
I have a cosplay Facebook page. I also have a cosplay Instagram. I only really post stuff on there when con season rolls around, but it's Psycho Menagerie Cosplay. There's underscores in between. That's Instagram, and then Facebook is just Psycho Menagerie Cosplay. So if you follow, I'll follow back. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I do Instagram and TikTok. I do have a Facebook. I'm not active on there, so I'm not going to disclose that at this time. But my Instagram and TikTok are both Ariel Lynn Cos. So it's Ariel, spelled like the princess, and then LYNNCOS.
Awesome.
I'm active on Instagram and TikTok as well. Both are the same name, so it would be Lou Cosplay, so LU Cosplays, but a K instead of a C.
Okay.
Yes.
So definitely be sure to follow them all on their social media. Support them because they really do a great job. You know,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
and we had a lot of fun so far. We're going to do another live stream from our cable tomorrow from about 12 to 2. I learned from the last con that 6 hours straight is a little too much. Thank you, Ross, by the way, for sticking with us. 11 out of 12 hours we live streamed from Vermont Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo.
Wow. That's
And,
dedication.
We've got some amazing viewers and amazing fans who have supported us throughout the years and really love the fact that they've followed us through multiple platform changes because we started off on a small network called Hazy Radio that no longer exists. And then was at Blog Talk for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see the growth there that we were hoping for because Blog Talk wanted a lot of our listeners to sign up so that they could be active in the chat. And that's why it wasn't until August last year I was like, I'm just going to go to YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we made the switch over to YouTube. So we're growing the channel. We're still on the road to 200 subscriptions. Once we hit that 200 subscriber mark, one lucky subscriber is going to be in the guest co-host seat for a voice actor interview. As far as I know, we're the only show that offers the chance to give fans the opportunity to talk with a voice actor for 2 hours. I haven't seen any other shows. I've done some research. I haven't seen anybody that's offered stuff like that. You can't even get that at conventions a lot of times because lines and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
definitely don't miss out on it. It's something that we love doing is connecting fans with the voice actors. So help us hit that mark. We need you to subscribe if you're new here. If you have friends who are into the anime and Comic-Con stuff, tell them about the show, have them subscribe as well. We want to hit that goal as quick as we can because we are in talks with some amazing voice actors who really want to come back on the show and hang out with us. So we want to have some lucky fans join us for those. Now, have you, knowing that there's quite a few voice actors that are here, have you had a chance to talk with any of them?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I wanted to go. I'm blanking on his name, but I wanted to go see Kaya's voice actor because I really like Kaya. I made him in Genshin, so I wanted to go see him, and then I wanted to go see Erica as well because she does Venti. But we haven't had time yet, so maybe just to stop and say hi tomorrow. Definitely want to do that.
I would definitely suggest going by the table, especially
Yes.
like seeing Molly Searcy. I could see her from our table, and there was quite a bit of time when she had nobody there.
Yes.
And she voices a character in How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, one of the teachers. And
No, I will say hi.
and unfortunately, she didn't have a print because my wife was like, "Does she have a print of this character from?" Because my wife's going to be cosplaying as Hibiki for Anime Boston,
Oh,
Wow.
and I'm going to be cross-playing for the first time as Kobayashi. So Miss Kobayashi started.
Nice.
So I just need the glasses and the tie, and we're ordering that on Monday.
Wow.
coming from a primary cross player.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Same.
That's why I chose a safe cross-play, because I
Yes.
don't need to worry much about how I look, because she doesn't have much of a female body.
Yes.
Right.
But she's just one of those figures, and we have. You can look through our history. We have played a couple of games called Smash or Trash, but turned into Smash, Trash, or Cuddle. And my wife
Aw.
chose a bunch of different characters from anime and video games, and we have to choose:
Yeah.
would we smash it? Would we trash them? Or some of them, it was like you can't say one way or the other, so it's more they're too adorable, so we'll cuddle type thing. And Kobayashi was one that the panel unanimously was like, we'd smash because of the person. Well, the crazy thing is,
Yeah.
it's the personality. It's
Yeah.
not. We're not going off of looks. We're going off of the character as a whole.
Oh yeah.
And she's just one of those amazing characters I think everybody would love to have in their life.
Yes.
Responsible, caring, open-minded, open heart. You know, something that's very difficult to find in our life right now.
Yeah.
Especially the world the way it is. So seeing a character like that, it's reassuring, and I think that's why everybody was like, yeah, we would. And that's one reason I wanted to choose, because I have personally never seen a Kobayashi cosplayer. I've seen Toru's, I've seen Kana's, I've seen Lukua's, I've seen Elma's, and I've seen Ilulu's, but I've never seen a Kobayashi. So it's like, I'm just going to do that. And the other cosplay that I want to do, hopefully later this year, is going to be Senko from
Ooh.
Helpful Fox Senko set.
I don't think I've seen that actually.
That is an adorable
Good.
show. Senko is an 800-year-old demi-fox female
Oh.
that looks like a little girl. And actually, Aaron Campbell, who's one of the guests here, voices the main male character in that, who
Oh.
Senko helps. And
Cool.
he's got a print of his character in Senko.
Oh wow.
And it is one of the most wholesome, cutest animes that I've seen in a long time. At the time that it came out, Kristen McGuire voices Senko, very talented voice actress. And that was a time that Kristen was getting all the adorable characters. She'd done Maline and Slime, Senko, and then she had a couple other like just adorable characters that people just fell in love with.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a show that I would recommend if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out, especially where your tastes, you said, are everywhere.
Yeah. We'll do. I'll tack it on the end of the very, very, very,
Very
long
long
list.
list. And comments in the chat room said, what was it here? Ghostic and Shadow's House as historical animes if you haven't seen them yet.
Huh?
The historical animes that you were saying that you like that, Ghostic and what was it, Shadow's House.
I have not seen those.
But he recommended those to check out where you like the historical animes.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you.
So we have some of the most knowledgeable fans. It's amazing. I'll get stumped and I'll get like 3 people to be like, it's this.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
So Darlene says congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Grim.
Oh, Graham, hi. Thank you. That was my grandmother.
And Ross was also lets viewers and listeners get a viewpoint of the world into other people's world, which I think he's talking about having different guests on the show and cosplay, especially, like I said, this is our first time, and I know we're running a little bit past panel time. I don't know if there's a panel after us, so we'll wrap up here in just a little bit. Nobody's coming to be like, kick us out yet. So.
Yes.
And I'm used to talking 2 hours. So.
Yes.
But definitely, I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. I know it's kind of last minute right after the masquerade that I asked you, so thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And do you have any last words you want to say to our fans out there?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
watching.
you. When you feel like giving up, go on instead.
Yes.
And if you are watching this and you are attending Puchi Con this weekend, I will be doing a podcasters panel tomorrow in panel room A. I think it's 1220. That's in the main building. So if you want to learn more about podcasting, how I got started, some of the trials and tribulations that I've gone through over my 20 plus years of podcasting between anime and paranormal, come on by. We're going to have some fun stories, Q&A, and it's going to totally improv this to get me prepared for the same thing at Anime Boston. So this is going to be nuts. But definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our wonderful guests.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
again
Thank you.
on the awards from the Masquerade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And until next Sunday, actually until tomorrow, remembering I had the panel, so I won't be going live from 12 to 2. So I'll probably be just pay attention to our Facebook page and you'll find out when we're going to go live. Probably not going to be as long as I'm thinking because my panel is in the middle of the day and I'm not used to having panels. So until tomorrow, and definitely tune in next Sunday when our guest is going to be Big Bucks Entertainment's own Devira Kai to help talk about Anime Boston. That's going to be coming up the following week. We're also going to review our time here at Puchi Con. Check out our Facebook page. I will be posting photos up throughout the next couple of days of all the pictures of the amazing cosplays we saw today and tomorrow. Some of the videos I've got from the Masquerade as well. So definitely check that out on our Facebook page, animazingradio.com/ or facebook.com/animazingradio. Also, if you want to support our channel, find us on Patreon. Any donations will be greatly appreciated. Every donation does go directly into the show to help cover costs of running the StreamYard, to helping us with conventions and upgrading our equipment so we can keep providing good quality entertainment for all of you, our amazing fans out there. So to everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, HomecircleMedia.com, KC Fox, and Triple S Lawn Care. Until next time, have a safe week. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.